Good evening, I'm Meredith Locke.
And I'm Joe Ryan. Here's what's coming up next on UW-M Panthervision. And some students are starting to complain about it.
This is a rubber duck, and I love rubber ducks, and ever since I was a child.
What do rubber duckies have to do with protecting the environment? We'll explain. One Sandberg tower floods, and it wasn't even raining.
Our first football game is September 10th. We're playing the Badgers.
And is football in UW-M's future? All that and more next in Panthervision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UW-M Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. UW-M has a new chancellor.
Dr. Michael Lovell will be the 8th chancellor in UW-M's history. He has served as interim chancellor since last October. When Carlos Santiago resigned, Lovell was one of the 5 finalists for the job. Lovell joined UW-M in 2008 as the dean of the College of Engineering and Applied Science. Before that, he was associate dean for research at the University of Pittsburgh School of Engineering. He has a PhD, MS, and undergraduate degrees in mechanical engineering from the University of Pittsburgh. Lovell will officially step into his new role following approval by the Board of Regents at its next meeting.
Some Sandberg Hall residents are putting their lives back together after being temporarily homeless. Panthervision's Travis Wacker has the story.
UW-M student Bridget White is having a stressful day. She is one of many students who can't get back to their rooms in Sandberg's East Tower.
I can't go back into my room until 8 o'clock. I'm missing my German class later tonight. It's been a stressful day.
White says that she doesn't know what's going on.
Security has been pretty big, unfortunately, but they told us that around 8 o'clock some people should be able to get in.
A broken steam pipe valve is causing the sprinkler system to spew out water.
At about 1:15 yesterday, so Monday afternoon, we had a radiant pipe that a valve broke on it.
Casey Kelly's schoolwork is being affected by the situation.
I haven't been able to get my books for my 4 o'clock class, which sucked, so I couldn't hand in my homework.
Students residing in Sandberg's East Tower floors 1 through 10 were unable to return to their rooms yesterday afternoon. They were told to attend a meeting at 8 p.m. held in Channel.
Some students were asked to stay after to go over a further plan of action for those affected.
Basically, some people are getting removed from their rooms, established in a different room. So people are getting new roommates tonight, and, I was fortunate to not have to move.
How long the affected students will be displaced is the main concern.
Right now we have a contractor on site that's working to, renovate the building and fix it as soon as possible. We're hoping that residents won't be displaced more than 3 days and they're back in their permanent room by Friday of this week.
Most of them have been let back in their rooms. The remaining 50 will just have to wait and hope for the best. In Milwaukee, I'm Travis Wacker for Panthervision.
Students are asked to report any damages to Sandberg Hall officials as soon as possible.
While students were forced out of their homes in Sandberg, some students are making their homes in the Union, and not everybody is happy about it. Lindsay Spa reports.
I just don't think it's right.
It's just all comes down to greed and that their cause is just stupid.
What do you feel?
I've been thinking it's kind of annoying that they've been sitting in that room for the past 50 or so days.
And I think they should go sleep on Scott Walker's lawn.
The occupation has been going on continuously for 51 days.
This isn't your typical Best Westerner Days Inn. This is your student union study room.
At night, we usually have about a dozen people sleep here on any given night.
Tom Robstad and fellow students are camping out in protest of Governor Scott Walker's budget plans.
Since this is a statewide issue, and since this is about all the working people of Wisconsin and all the working families of Wisconsin, is make a very visible presence in Milwaukee, which is historically a city that's been a bastion of working families and what we can accomplish together.
Very visible indeed.
We bring food ourselves and people donate, and it's all free. If anybody's hungry, they can have food. This is our staging table. It's where we keep literature when we're not using it, or at night when it makes sense not to leave it out. We also try to keep, just like Dayquil and stuff for people. We get a lot of coughs and colds from being outside all the time. It's cold and flu season. It happens. Some of the infamous drums of destruction over here. That this one's nicely been left here by Students for a Democratic Society. Kind of borrow stuff every now and again. Yeah, the last real corner over here is we show a partition. This is our open forum area that can be used for doing anything from signs to having meetings. And then we have our sort of sleeping wall where we try to contain the havoc that is the sleeping stuff for 12 to 24 people.
But not everybody welcomes their presence. Recently, a UWM student wrote an email to Union Director Scott Gore complaining about their occupants. Gore says the decision was made by campus administration with his endorsement. He also suggested alternate study areas. But as it always has been, the study area is available for all students.
Yeah. We have never told a single person that they could not come in and use this as a quiet study space.
No, this is everyone's space.
Yeah.
It just may not be the most quiet. In Milwaukee, I'm Lindsay Spa for Panthervision.
The students have occupied the Union since March 28th.
Several hundred Kenosha public school teachers may lose their jobs. The Kenosha Unified School District needs to close a $33 million budget gap for next year. The assistant superintendent says the district needs to cut 247 full-time positions, including 212 teachers. Officials blame the budget gap on cuts in federal and state aid.
The idea to split UW-Madison from the rest of the UW system has been put on hold. Last month, Governor Walker suggested spinning off the Madison campus as part of his proposed budget. But members of the Joint Finance Committee are concerned that there's too much to address in one budget cycle, so they tabled the idea. State Representative Robin Voss says that Madison will likely end up being given more flexibility, but will not have the power to set its own tuition.
UWM students have new governmental leaders. In student association elections, sophomores Alex Kostel and Brett Johnson were elected president and vice president. They received 825 votes compared to Joseph Pugel and Ryan Whitman, who got 468 votes. Jared Bierbach and Sean Matson got 295 votes, and Kostel and Johnson represent the ASAP party, which is Achieving Student Action Through Progress. ASAP swept the Student Senate elections, winning 29 seats. Independents picked up 2 seats, and College Democrats 1 seat. The party A Call to Action also won 1 Senate seat.
The bands are battling in an unusual way.
Plus, find out how rubber duckies are protecting the environment. All that and more when we come back.
Learn more. The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Visit uwm.edu for information.
It happens every day. It doesn't stop when you reach a certain age. We're all of us learning, even now. You see something in a person's face and see all they struggle to learn. It could be we are here solely to remind each other what must not be missed or ignored, but celebrated. When do we stop learning? Maybe never.
In Chinese medicine, that the body has to move.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, judged Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
There are always a variety of events to choose from during Earth Week at UWM.
As Lauren Robertstad reports, some are more taxing than others.
Trees and recycling cans. In the case of the Battle of the Bands concert at UWM, it's about bringing people together on the eve of Earth Day and jamming. But wait, what does this concert have to do with Earth Day? More than you'd think. See, the concert is completely powered by stationary bikes. But how does that work?
Basically what we've done is we've taken a car alternator and souped it up to be able to be used by humans, and we attached one to each bike.
Self-titled Dancing Man Energy Dan is the co-owner of Powered by the People production company. It's a full production company with sound, lights, gear, and it's all completely powered by fitness equipment. 15 years ago, they started using the bikes, and he's been riding that idea, literally, ever since. The rider's biking is measured in watts and is converted in a generator attached to the bike. That then powers the amps. How much does it take to power the concert?
We could probably run this system fully on about 1,000 watts.
Some students came for the music and others came for the cause. Lucas thinks that Summerfest should consider installing a couple of these bikes, an idea that Dan and his crew would sure be willing to pedal for. In Milwaukee, I'm Lauren Robertstad for Panthervision.
While some people were cycling to power a concert, others were cycling to watch a movie.
On Thursday night, the U-Bike program at UWM held a unique event that allowed people to experience a bike-in movie. Attendees were able to bring their bikes to the UWM courtyard where they could watch the movie Breaking Away. Pizza, soda, and sleeping bags were provided.
A wetland will be restored thanks in part to a group of UWM students. A team of graduate students helped a Milwaukee urban planner win a $30,000 restoration grant. The 6 students from the School of Freshwater Sciences created a poster presentation for the grant application. The grant will help restore 6.5 acres of the wetland near the Kinnickinnick River.
UWM is hoping some renovations will save more than $600,000 a year. The university recently finished its first energy-efficient building upgrade. The upgrade is part of the university's new Energy Matters program in partnership with Honeywell. Honeywell expects the changes will reduce energy and operating expenses by $30.8 million over the next 2 decades.
UWM students are staying clean by going green. Panthervision's Brandon Smith has the story.
Body shop manager Sarah Shelnut is looking to clean up, not just their customers, but the environment.
With things like shampoos and body washes, that goes down your drain. Guess what? That goes into a lake where there's animals that live there. It's going to have an effect on them. A lot of it's usually really negative.
Conservation and environmental science students presented an alternative way to look at personal hygiene products on Tuesday in the UWM Union.
And it goes for everything. Lotions, body washes, deodorant. Like, people take that for granted, I think, a lot.
Maya Phillips diversified as well.
This is a rubber duck, and I love rubber ducks, and ever since I was a child.
Maya teaches conservation of environmental science and believes materials that go into making things like rubber ducks need to be safer.
And I realized that a lot of it is not good for us. It's actually doing the opposite of what's being advertised for.
Excess amounts of cadmium, lead, tin, and vinyl have been found in toys like rubber ducks in recent years, and Sarah says customers should be more conscious.
But people assume because it has a pretty label and it says all natural that that's what it is, and that's not always true.
The FDA has petitioned against these misleading tactics, but Maya warns not to take what the label says at face value.
Sometimes what the marketing, advertising tells us about how good the product is for you, how it will keep you younger. And
Sarah reminds us that actions have consequences.
Okay, we wash it, fish swim in it, something eats a fish, you have birds eating out of the lake, and all of a sudden there's something wrong with the bird population, and you're like...
In Milwaukee, I'm Brandon Smith for Panthervision.
Many of these eco-friendly products can still be found at local retail and convenience stores. Brands such as 7th Generation make household and personal care products that help protect both human health and the environment.
Chris Nelson from the Atmospheric Sciences program joins us with weather. Chris, how was your Easter?
It was good. How about you guys?
Good.
Good. We had pretty good weather yesterday, a lot of sunshine and no clouds either. But things are going to be changing here, and this is video from last week, and it looks like some sleet has fallen. Some people kind of get hail and sleet mixed up. Hail is actually caused from an updraft from a thunderstorm, and sleet is actually caused when rain goes through kind of a layer of air, and we kind of see some ice pellets there, and that's what we're actually seeing here, kind of forming around that tree, and it looks cold there. Good weather headlines starting out here. Coldest start to spring in 15 years. This is per National Weather Service doing a little data on it. Average high temperatures are 10 degrees colder than last year. Yeah, spring would be great if it would start already. And a wet weather pattern this week. A lot of rain is possible in forecast. I'll talk about that in a bit, and maybe a warm up soon. We'll talk about that in a bit as well here. Currently right now in Milwaukee, mostly sunny skies. It's still nice from yesterday going on into today. 45 is the temperature, so still somewhat mild, but those northeast winds are chilly at 8 miles per hour. So our forecast for today, it calls for lots of sunshine this morning, but clouds return, increasing clouds this afternoon, maybe even a chance of a shower. High temperatures of 56 degrees, but those winds will still be chilly, 5 to 10 miles per hour off the lake for today. Lows from last night, it still looks like winter, doesn't it? 27 up in Rhinelander last night, 30 in Eau Claire. A little bit warmer along the lakeshore here, 36 Oshkosh and 41 in Milwaukee. But for today, temperatures are going to look a lot nicer, almost spring-like. 69 all the way over in Eau Claire, 65 in La Crosse, 60 in Madison, and then 57 over in Green Bay here. So our forecast for tonight calls for, yes, I said increasing clouds today. It's going to turn into some rain likely. We'll say about 80 to 90% chance. We could see as much as an inch of rain for tonight. Lows will be around 44 degrees. And then for tomorrow, rain continues basically all day. Another inch could be possible, so that's putting us up to about 2 inches of rain. High temperature 57 degrees, so still staying mild, a little bit warmer than we've had to deal with the past couple weeks here. And then for Wednesday, rain and drizzle in the morning, but that's going to give way to increasing sunshine, decreasing clouds here, and a high temperature of 48 on Wednesday. So a little bit cooler than tomorrow and throughout the week here. 50 on Thursday, showers. 63 looks to be the best day on Friday. A lot of sunshine. Get outside if you can. 61, return of thunderstorms. We might have to watch Saturday, maybe some strong to possibly some severe weather, but it's still a little bit too far out. And then Sunday, clouds return here and 55 for a temperature. So guys, yeah, I'm kind of sick of this weather pattern here, aren't you?
Yeah. I think everybody's sick of it.
Good news, at least. We can talk about maybe some warmer temperatures next week here.
That'd be nice.
Maybe 60s and 70s. We'll talk about that next week, though.
And snows are the forecast.
Exactly.
Well. Thanks, Chris. When you think of spring break, you usually think of sandy beaches and warm weather. But that's not the case for these students. Dory Klitschka caught up with a few spring break stragglers in this week's MATC report.
Students here at MATC are getting a much-needed refreshing break from classes.
Because a majority of our students are somehow involved with Milwaukee Public Schools, either they have a child or somehow are connected, MATC made a decision to match our spring break with the Milwaukee Public Schools spring break.
Semester coming to an end, some students are taking the opportunity to get some extra work done.
I understand because it has to do with, people who have children for MPS, but it was kind of an inconvenience for me because of the fact that I'm used to it being about halfway through, and now I only have 3 weeks left in the semester.
Well, I mean, as you know, spring break is a time for students to get a week off of school, rejuvenate, relax a little bit, hopefully take a little break from school. A lot of students use it to play a little catch up.
I am unfortunately doing most of my final projects, homework, etc.
For me, I'm here during spring break, so I do see students coming in to register, but all in all, most students sort of disappear for that week.
When we come back from spring break, will be only a couple weeks left in the semester, and students will be graduating. That's your MATC report. I'm Dory Klitzka for Panthervision.
Could the Green Gulls be coming back to UWM? We'll explain in sports.
Plus, what has students waking up early on a Saturday? That and more when we return.
Learn more. The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Visit uwm.edu for information.
I think every teacher has to feel very deeply within his or her heart that these children are potential heroes, citizens of the future. That's what I love about public television. It seems to build on the innocence and idealism of children. We can imagine the future. We can construct it. We can create it. I feel that by remembering public television in an estate plan, we are contributing to the very values that we've nurtured right here now. We're really leaving this rich legacy to the children of the future. It's so true that one person, just one, can make such a difference.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, judged Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
Welcome back. Could UWM be in the Rose Bowl someday?
Travis Wacker joins us with sports.
Division One.
UWM. New athletic director Rick Costello is floating the idea. UWM had a football team from 1929 to 1975. They were called the Green Gulls and then later the Cardinals. The team won several state championships. Eventually, they were eliminated because of high costs and several losing seasons. Starting a football program is a big and costly challenge. But as Meredith Locke reports, Costello at least wants to look into it.
UWM, the Klotchke Center, is a place for all athletes. This year, along with the new chancellor, we also got a new athletic director. And a new football team?
Our first football game is September 10th. We're playing the Badgers, and I've hired Vince Lombardi as our coach, and we're going to play in Miller Park.
He may be a joker, but Costello takes his responsibilities seriously.
We have two goals. Number one is commit to academic and athletic excellence. We want our student athletes and our coaches to improve every day and to excel. And number two is for us to be recognized as the best athletic program in the Horizon League.
Moving here all the way from New Jersey, Costello sees a bright future for the athletic department.
There's nothing like a football Saturday to bring out the students, the alumni, the community. I think it's great exposure for a university.
Only 8 weeks into his newfound job, and athletic director Richard Costello is on the prowl to make sure that the Klotchke Center remains financially and academically sound. He feels that a Division I football team in Milwaukee will help in more ways than one.
For a school of our size, 30,000 students, and we don't have football at the Division I level, that's pretty unusual. So I think it certainly would make a dent, but for us to really make a huge dent, a huge impact, we'd have to have a good football program.
But how do the students feel about it?
I think they definitely should do it. Everyone likes football, and Wisconsin's a big football city or state, so I think it'd bring a lot of revenue and a lot more student spirit.
That would be awesome. I feel like it would bring everyone together.
I'd like to go see college football games. We don't have much opportunity here.
For now, Costello's vision of Panthers football will remain a dream in the making. In Milwaukee, I'm Meredith Locke for Panthervision.
Earlier this year, consultants at the University of West Florida estimate starting a football team there would cost about $25 million, and that was for a Division II team. University officials there said starting a Division I team would be too expensive, but didn't attach a cost to it. The UWM baseball team is coming off a tough weekend, losing a doubleheader to Wright State, but clutch hitting and good pitching combined to give the Panthers an 11-5 record in April. In a non-conference game against Cardinal Stritch, the Panthers scored 6 runs in the second inning. Doug DeConing pushed 3 of the runs across the plate with a homer. Jordan Guth pitched 5 innings, giving up 4 runs and striking out 5. Cardinal Stritch scored 3 runs in the 5th, but the Panthers held on for a 7-5 victory. Tickets are now on sale for the men's doubleheader at Miller Park. The team plays Youngstown State on April 29th at 3 o'clock. For $20, fans get access to a buffet and drinks. The Panthers will also honor members of the 20th anniversary team. Outfielder Doug DeConing is one of 2 UWM ROTC Players of the Month. DeConing hit .421 in March, including 24 hits, 14 runs scored, and 11 RBIs. He led the Horizon League in batting average. Tennis player Sammy Schoen is the other Player of the Month. She collected 5 singles wins and 4 doubles wins in March. The women's tennis team has a new single-season record holder. Maddie Soul set the record by winning her 24th singles match on April 9th. Soul has been named Horizon League Newcomer of the Year and a first-team All-Horizon League performer. Soul couldn't help the team for the Horizon League tournament, though. She sat out due to injury, and the team lost to both Butler and Wright State. The team finished in 6th place. That's it for sports. Back to you, Joe.
Thanks, Travis. Given a choice, most UWM students would probably sleep in on Saturdays, but not this group. Panthervision's Michael Bayou tells us about the difference some early risers are making.
Snoozing in on Saturdays is out of the question for these students. Stormy weather isn't stopping them from helping out at Barb's mother's house.
She lost, my dad passed away a year ago in January, and she's living here alone, and she still wants to maintain her own home. She doesn't want to go to a nursing home.
Her mom is in no shape for yard work, but that's what the boys are for.
Health-wise, though, she takes like, I think 8 or 9 pills a day. I couldn't keep track of them all. She's just in a lot of pain. But cognitively, for 95, she's sharp as a tack.
So Diego, Jonathan, and Nick are lending a helping hand.
For me, there's really no better way to spend my Saturday morning.
As part of the UWM Hunger Cleanup, these 3 are dedicated to helping others and making some friends in the process.
To me, I feel volunteering is a better way to get to know not just the people that you're helping out, but also the people that you're working with.
Maintaining a lawn may seem minimal, but it does make a difference.
Something as simple as raking these leaves or cleaning these windows can have an impact on residents and students alike.
I feel like this is a really huge impact for me to help out.
Their good deeds go beyond Saturday mornings.
I'm actually leaving the country, going to Latin America, Honduras, to help build houses.
For these students, sleeping in isn't nearly as important as helping their community. In Milwaukee, I'm Michael Bayou for Panthervision.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us anytime on Time Warner's Wisconsin On Demand Channel 411.
You can also see us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5 o'clock on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Have a good evening.